Alright, we're going to try this again. Video cut out. So if that's any indication of what it's going to be like today, then that's going to make me sad. I don't want it to cut out because it's a cute project we're doing today. For some reason, I think I'm too low. Oh, there we go. It's a little too high. I'm going to make it work. Alright. I don't know what it is with today. Maybe my equipment is just so exhausted from yesterday. So happy Sunday afternoon, everyone. I'm gonna go ahead and get started and introduce myself. My name is Barbara Ragsdale, and hey Veronica, glad you could join. Do that out of the way there. Here we go. All right. Ooh, I forgot I had gum in my mouth. But anyway, my name is Barbara Ragsdale, and I am an independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up! San Antonio, Texas area. So if you are anywhere in the Bexar County area, hi Lisa. I am here to serve you. I'm here for anybody really. So when you jump on, just say hi. Let everybody know where you're from. I like to see when people are watching from everywhere, different time zones, different states. I don't think I've ever seen anybody in a different country, but you never know. You never know. But if you're not familiar with Stampin' Up!, we are a paper crafting company, and we cater to all levels of crafters. So we have lots and lots of products. And I spent all day yesterday celebrating World Card Making Day. That my iPad, I wore my iPad out, and so I forgot to charge it. So when we go do the drawing for last week's card, we're gonna have to go old school and do from the little bowl. And so hi Cindy. But I have a small home decor project. So with Stampin' Up!, we're not just paper crafting when it comes to hand making cards, although I love to make cards. There's something special about a handmade card when you send it to somebody in the mail or give it to somebody in person with whatever you're saying. Happy birthday, thank you. It's always nice. It's always a nice gesture because you know that the handmade cards, there's some effort behind it. There's some love put into it. And not everybody can make a handmade card, but we're here to show you how you can do it, as well as how you can make other things as well, as far as home decor projects and samplers and just tiny little crafts using Stampin' Up! Products. So let's go ahead and do our drawing for last week so we can get that out of the way before I forget. And if you remember, we only did one card, and it was this thank you card. I had to go double check because I was like, normally I do 3 cards, and at the beginning of the month I do the monthly special, but this time I only did one. And let me put that a little closer there. I know it's backwards, but we're gonna go ahead and do the drawing for the card. So I've got everybody that liked, commented. If you shared, you got 2 entries into the video, so your name is in there more than once. And so let's just go ahead and do the drawing for that card. Mix those up. Pull one person, there we go. And who is this? Oh, look! I know it's backwards, but it says Darla. Darla, you won again. But it only takes one time for anybody to win, really. So Darla, I already have your mailing address because you've won a few times, so I'll get that card out to you in tomorrow's mail. And let me set that aside. And then, what else? I think I'm just going to talk as I'm doing the project so we can go ahead and get started. It is a cute project, and there's no specific, looking at the supplies. It's kind of a hodgepodge of a lot of different things. We're looking at the Daisy Lane Suite, or the Daisy Lane stamp set, which I know Darla likes it. The 2 punches, we are using Daffodil Delight color. And then we're also going to use 2 of the sheets, or one of the sheets from the In Good Taste Designer Series paper that just happens to be on sale this month. So let's go ahead and get this started. Most of it's punched or die cut already just to speed it up, but there are a few steps that I saved in order to show you that we can how to put this thing together. So let's go ahead and get started, and I will point the camera down and we will, let me get this up. So there is, let me get this up a little bit more. There is the host code for October. Hi, Marianne. There's the host code for October, so the online ordering special. I don't have the cards yet for October because I've been like crazy busy. And y'all know, yesterday I was just celebrating Word Card Making Day, showing all those designer series papers, so I didn't do it yesterday. But the online ordering special is that if you place an order of $25 or more on my website, you'll get a free kit in order to make 4 cards using the In Good Taste Sweet Collection. And if you don't want to type in that code or go to type that website in, you can just scan that QR code and it will take you, let me move this out of the way. Thought I had it away there. You can just scan that code and it will take you straight to my website. It will automatically plug the code in, so you don't have to plug in any codes. And it's just that easy. So let's look at what we're doing today. And I will tell you when I show this to you. By the way, we're going to go back to Annual Catalog and do a project with Daisy Lane, plus the 2 punches. We have got several things I'll just show you as we go along, but we're also going to be using the dies out of the mini catalog, the Celebration Labels die. There's one little small one that we're going to use out of that, plus some other little things, but this is what we're going to be doing today. And I actually skipped a couple of steps because I just skipped a couple of steps. So you may not notice, but I noticed. But I don't know if you, it's cute. It's got a little handle on it. That way you can, I don't know if you can see that, but you can actually hang it up. And on the back, it's a finished back as well. But we're going to be making that today using our little mason jars and our daisies, and then some flourishing dies from the from some of the greenery from the Flourishing Dies set that comes with the Forever Greenery Suite. So like I said, we're using a hodgepodge of a lot of different things today, but what I wanted to show you was, if you well, I'm going to get my little piece over here. Bear with me here. I'm trying to grab my, if you have ever purchased any Stampin' Up! Designer Series paper or specialty papers. I should have gotten it out. Hold on. I'm going to make some noise here getting this one out. There we go. All right. You know what this is. You know what this big 12 by 12 or a little bit more than 12 inches square piece of cardboard is. And I'm here to tell you that when you buy designer series paper or any of our foil products and you get this packaging, this original packaging that things come in, these things are actually useful. This one has some pretty good thickness to it, and it's pretty durable, but these can be used for backings in your craft projects. And so what I did is I took, let me move some of this stuff out of the way, but I took one of those 12 by 12s and I cut them into 4 by 6 pieces. And I've already put the tear and tape down on both sides where I need it to be. All I have to do is peel it off and start putting things together. But you can actually get 12 of these from one piece of this heavy cardboard paper. And it's very durable. I mean, it'll bend, but it's not crazy flimsy. But the first part that we're going to do is, and I had to have Chris go ahead and punch another mason jar, because we're actually using the mason jar punch as well. But for some reason, On mine, it punches that way, but it started giving me difficulty when I was punching on paper, but he got it to work, and so I said, well, here, let's just go ahead and punch this so we can get this out of the way. So I won't be punching that because he did that for me, but what we are going to be doing is, and I'm going to try to remember the steps that I went in so that I remember what steps I don't forget this next time. So what we want to do is we want to build this piece first, and I have already cut all of the little pieces, which this is a great way to use up your scraps. With this particular project, use up your scraps. I just use these small little scraps of soft suede in order to use those as like the stems in there. So let's do, these are also 4x6 sheets, and it's, if you put these two together, I don't know that it's the same piece that it came from, but a 12x12 sheet of the In Good Taste Designer Series paper, you can actually get 6 of these as well. I just made them the same dimensions as the cardboard piece. So we have this piece here where you want to punch out with your jar punch, and the way the jar punch, you can just get that in there and just line it up directly at the bottom in the middle and then punch it. And then you have this piece that comes out, but we won't be using that piece. We'll be using a different piece that's a little bit larger than the opening of that in order to cover the back. So then we have our little shaker jars, and the ribbon that we're using is this gingham ribbon in Bumblebee. Hi, Jennifer. Now I'm not going to be looking at my comments the whole time because I have to pay attention to what I'm doing here, but I do have my little silicone matte sheet out, and I've got my adhesive, so I'm going to be using this piece. And what I did in order to, you can't see it from this picture, but I on a scrap piece of the punched out mason jar, I cut the top off just to represent the top of the can. So what I'm doing is I'm taking this, my seal, and I'm using my silicone mat, that way the adhesive doesn't stick to the paper. And I'm going to get this little piece on first. Oops, upside down. And I put Seal on. I use Seal Plus because I really want it to stick really well. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut a small piece of this ribbon, probably about like that, because I want it to go, I want it to wrap around. And I know that this doesn't seem like I'm pulling that off. On our mason jars, there's adhesive on the front and there's adhesive on the back, and I'm just pulling the one off of the front. And then I'm going to take this piece right here and just put it around the base of that mason jar, and I am pressing that ribbon on that adhesive. Now this part's going to get wrapped around, but I'm not ready to close that up just yet. So let's do that piece first, and then we're going to flip it around. Now you have to keep in mind that that adhesive is exposed, and then I've got my little stems here that represent what's supposed to be in the mason jar. Then you peel this piece off. So now you've got both pieces exposed. And then I'm actually going to use the adhesive on the top. I'll probably do it this way. It's probably easier for me to do it this way. And just randomly put them in there, but make sure that those little sticks are sticking to the adhesive. And it doesn't matter what direction they are. You can just randomly throw them in there. Oopsie, it's already sticking. Well, here. Oh, here we go. There we go. Okay, so then now I have this. So when you look at it this way, it just looks like the stems that are going to be sitting in there. And this is the, what are these? Let me look to see what, let me look to see. I'm going to pour these in there and then I'll tell you what they are. But I just took out the white ones. This is the step I missed when I did my sample. But I'm using the Flowers for Every Season gems. Hi, Sherry. I'm using the Flowers for Every Season gems, and I just pulled out the white ones. And I just wanted a few of them so that I could put in there so that when it's upright, it looks like there's some rocks at the bottom. And then I have another small scrap piece, and that's the piece that I want to completely cover the back. But before I do that, I'm going to wrap that ribbon around. Let me get that a little more straight on this side. Well, it's okay. I don't think it's going to be a huge thing there. And then depending on what side you want to show through, I want that side to show through, so I'm going to put this side on the back. And oh, I was like, what is holding that up? And one of those little things popped up. There we go. And then just press down all the way around. I know I'm touching that adhesive on the other side, but I'm going to use the end of my nail instead. So you have this little thing going here. And then that's the piece that you want to put through your opening, your mason jar opening. Oops, I have to take that little piece off there. I know that opening's a little rough because that cut was rough. I'm gonna have to get mine replaced. So now you have it sealed up, so none of those little things will actually come out. And now we have, remember this piece? All I did was I put tear and tape all the way around it. So you want to take all these off, and they just peel off. And there's a reason why I have an extra strip. Trying to get just the tape part, not the. All right, let's start on this side. Hold your breath. I know there's a trick to picking that up. There we go. And then the last one. Okay, so now we have this exposed piece. And what we're going to do is we're going to put this piece on top. And I'm going to try to center it. Not get it crooked. And this piece is a little bit darker than the one I did because the shades in that paper vary just depending on the picture that was taken in order to do this wood grain look. So now we have this piece. Cute. We're getting there. And then what we want to do is we want to actually do the same thing on the back so that we can actually make it look like a finished project. And before you put anything on the back here, if you want to stamp anywhere on here that you made it, this would be the perfect time to do that while you have a flat surface. So let's put this on the back. Trying to line it up because once it goes on there, that tear and tape is pretty sticky. Oops. I think I got it. Trying to move it around before I actually start pressing it down. All right, and then just press it down all the way around the edge. So we're getting there. And then now we have all our greenery, and I used the Flourishing Dies greenery from the Forever Greenery set. Looking for my glue dots. Well, I'll just open up a new box here. There we go. And I just snipped the little edge off of that. I'm going to put a couple of glue dots and just start building it. There's two of the same, and then there's another die that's just a little bit different, but it's still some greenery from the same dies. So we'll get that down. And then it's this one right here. This one I don't really need to take that bottom piece off. Well, I'll clip a little bit of it. There. Clip a little bit. Hope you guys are all enjoying your Sunday afternoon, wherever you are. And then we'll just make that up a little higher there. And as far as the daisies are concerned, I've gone ahead and done one set. I need to put this set together, and all I'm doing is putting some mini dimensionals, and I'm actually going to do one set. I saved some paper to show you that step, and then I can get ready to assemble these on our project. So just make sure when you put them on there that it kind of rotates to help fill in those voided spots. And here's my little scrap pieces. I just pulled some scraps from my Whisper White little stash. And then this is Daffodil Delight. And then I have the small daisy. And we're just going to stamp, I'll use this one. We're going to stamp it 3 times because I used 3 for each one that I did. And then when you go to punch, just line up your punches. Do that 3 times. There we go. Hi, Marianne. I just happened to glance up and look at my comments. And then last one. There we go. And then we're going to do the same thing. We're going to put this on with some dimensionals. And then I'm going to show you how to curl those so that it helps them look more natural instead of just flat on your projects. And putting a dimensional in between each one just helps. Uh-oh, that one fell. There we go. Just helps give those some dimension. You see there? And then on the back, we are putting a large dimensional in the middle. So we have those and that one. Why do I feel like I'm missing a set? I think I'm missing a set. All right. I was pretty certain it's probably here and it's probably run off somewhere. So let's do this. Got 3 more. Because there is supposed to be 3 of them on here. Okay, all right. Let's do this again. I think I did that 3rd one the first time as just an extra piece. And this is also a perfect way to use up your scraps as well with these small flowers like this. Trying to concentrate at the same time. There you go. There we go. Whew. All right. Same thing. Let's build this one up. If you ever see projects that have a lot of flowers and they're handmade, then now you can understand the effort that goes into making something that has just a bunch of different flowers in it. Okay, there we go. And then let me get a dimensional on the back of that. Make sure all these have dimensionals. They don't. Let's get one on there like that. That one does, and then that one needs one. And then this little project is going to start to really come up here. Look, it even shakes. Okay. Now, what you want to do next is you want to take your bone folder, and we want to curl these. We don't want them to be flat on our project right there. Hey, Landa. So we want to take our bone folder and then just turn it up. I'm right-handed, so I have to do it this way. And just use your bone folder to do all that curling for you, kind of like you're curling ribbon. If you've ever curled ribbon with scissors or a ruler. And we're going to do that to all of these. Just curl them. I have mine upside down because it's easier to do it that way. You could certainly curl it the other way as well. And we're going to do all of them, and on one of them at the end we're going to pinch those just a little bit more so it looks like it's opening a new flower, which was this, that one right there. So once all of those are curled, then what we're going to do is one of these, I'm going to take the backing off of that, and I'm actually going to put in the middle of that one just to help build that flower up so it's a big flower. And then take the adhesive backing off of the dimensional and just set it there. And then another one over here. Oops, there we go. Now this one right here, I'm just going to take it and curl it in like that. Kind of close it up. And then I'm going to take the backing off, because I want that to go kind of right in here, like it's a new flower that's just now opening down here. It's going to look like it's meshing in with the big one, but that's okay. And then what I did in the center parts is I'm using the wonderful gems. I just took these gems right here and put 3 of them, get 3 of them in the center. If you're joining me and I haven't said hello and hello, I'm not looking at my comments right now because I'm making sure I'm putting 3 of these in the center. We used to have floral centers, but they're retired, and I really liked them because they had a felt feeling to them, and that would have been perfect for this. But we also have things like these gems and other items that you can put in the center to help decorate your projects. And I just put 3 of the larger ones. So let's get that in the center and press those down, that way they stick. And then we're going to get our bow. And where's my scissors? I'm going to cut a piece of ribbon. I'm going to end up trimming it down, but I want to put a bow on the front. So I'm going to pick that up. This is probably a step where you can do earlier in the game, I guess you could say. And then once you have that through, go ahead and do yourself a bow. And then you can just trim it down however you need to trim it down. Okay. Trim your edges. And then we're getting ready to do the top to show you how to hang it. There you go. Alright, here we go. What you think so far? We're almost done. We're literally almost done. The only 2 pieces that are left, and I've already die cut them out using the very small celebration label. It's a whole set of labels in our mini catalog, and I'm using the small one, and I used just a piece of the designer series paper and then a piece of early espresso. And let me see if I can actually do this standing up. I was sitting down when I did this, And what I want to do is I want to get, oh, excuse me, I want to get adhesive down on this because I want to mat these pieces together. And I'm putting the early espresso piece down first. There we go. And then I'm getting the braided linen trim, and depending on how long you need it to be for whatever you're hanging it for, you can just cut a piece. And then before I do that, let me make sure I'm doing the right steps. Let me go ahead and get adhesive on that piece right here. I know it eventually closes on it. And then while that is folded together, just take your paper snips and go towards the center with just a small triangle, cut into it. And just pull that piece, oops, let me cut that all the way. I think it cut all the way. There we go. That way you have this little piece that's kind of niched out there in the middle. And what you're doing is you're going to take your twine or your linen trim, whatever ribbon that you're using, and you're going to thread it through so that some of it comes out on through there. And I think that's one of the things that, while I was thinking about the adhesive, go ahead and put adhesive down on here. You could certainly do it afterwards. And then as it comes through, just make sure that that is sticking to that side of that adhesive that you have down. And if you want, you're more than welcome to do adhesive on the top. You want this piece to really be put well together because this is the piece that's going to be holding it up if you are, oops, it's sticky, if you are hanging this somewhere. So this piece has to be nice and strong, and that's why I matted a piece of the designer series paper on some cardstock. So now you have this little piece right here, and that is flat. So we're going to take this piece right here and put this along the back, even with the top of the paper there, and then just fold it over. And when you fold it over, give it some good pressure. That way all that adhesive sticks to that designer series paper and does not come apart. And then what you have left is your string up at the top so that you can hang it wherever you want to hang it. And guess what? That's it. That is literally the little home decor project. You can certainly go back and fluff up some more of these daisies, and these daisies can be any color you want. You can add more greenery in there. You can leave it exactly the way you see it. But there is your home decor project. And when I'm done, I'm going to go finish the supply list. There is no tutorial. You'll just have to watch this video for the tutorial. I have a hard time doing regular tutorials, but I can give you the list of supplies and where to go get them. And don't forget, if your order is $25 or more, you can go straight to my website. You can scan in that QR code, or you can go to my website and type that code in. But if you scan that, that sends you directly there and puts the host code in for you. So I hope you enjoyed the project for today. And of course, you could easily add a little tag on there with maybe some kind of a little message, or maybe some kind of a little greeting somewhere. You can certainly do that. Maybe a name or some kind of inspirational saying somewhere. You can certainly add that to this piece. But it's nice and simple, still has some dimension to it, and it uses up, for those of you that know what this thing is, it uses up all the supplies that your packaging, that your designer series paper and specialty papers come in. So, and it's nice and durable. And this is a little shaker, so you've got your little gems at the bottom. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. You're welcome. Thank you, Cindy. Thank you, Marianne. And I'll go back and go through the comments and make sure I didn't miss anybody, but I hope that you enjoyed this today, and I will post the tutorial supply list later. All right. Thank you guys, and enjoy the rest of your Sunday afternoon. Bye-bye.